My question is to the Minister for Education. Can the Minister update the House on the impact of the Marshall Liberal Government's investment in capital works is having on jobs in and on schools?
The Minister for Education.
Thanks, sir, and I thank the member for Chafee for his question. It's a really important question, and I'm very encouraged by the very high level of enthusiasm in the House for the school building program, indeed in Chafee and around South Australia. And there's some very good news in relation to this program, sir, because not only is it creating around the state thousands of jobs and leaving a generational improvement in our educational facilities, a $1.4 billion program of infrastructure works, indeed a much more substantial program of infrastructure works than ever embarked upon or even promised in the latter stages of the dying days of a 16-year government. It is an extraordinary investment by South Australia's government because we want to see our schools be world-class. We want to see our students and our young people given every opportunity to learn in facilities that are designed for the curriculum to be taught in the way that we now teach the curriculum. More than 100 projects around South Australia, more than 5 new schools being built, 4 of which will be in action on day 1 next year for 2022, and indeed the 5th for the beginning of the 2023 school year. Indeed, 18 of these projects, sir, have already been completed, and that's fantastic news for those schools, many of which are already using the facilities. I understand at Brighton Secondary School, where the facility is complete, the students in Year 8 will be moving into that at the beginning of Term 4 so that they can have the opportunity to experience it and it'll be available for all the Year 7s and 8s next year. In the member for Chafee's own electorate, the building works at Renmark High School are complete, a $5.17 million project, which I know from when I visited with the member for Chafee, that school is very much looking forward to being able to occupy those new spaces. As are the students and the teachers at Loxton High School, where their $5 million project is going to be complete before the end of this year. And significantly, sir, again in the member for Chafee's electorate, the $17.8 million capital works program to bring together the 2 campuses of Glossop High School into Berry and to become the school from 7 to 12 with 800 students in Berry, the Berry Regional Secondary College, as it will become known, because you can't call a school Glossop High School when it's in Berry, as it turns out. The school there is in fantastic shape. Its construction is very nearly completed, and students from around that district will enjoy those state-of-the-art facilities, and the leadership of the school have done great work. Around South Australia, other projects have been completed at Balaclava, Blackwood, Brighton, Ceduna, Strathalbyn, Hallett Cove, Port Adelaide at the Lefevre High School was the first one to be completed. Mount Barker, Parafield Gardens, Plympton, Renmark, Salisbury, Victor Harbour, Wollonga and Wirianda, and indeed special options programs, infrastructure worth $1 million has been completed at Kadina and $500,000 at John Perry and Port Perry, which will complement very, very well the very substantial works underway at Port Perry. Across South Australia, there are dozens and dozens of other schools already using facilities from part-completed projects because, of course, many of these schools are not just seeing one new building or one refurbished set of classrooms. They're seeing a number of builds, and as those staged works complete, the schools are able to use them. It's a massive body of work, and I commend all of the architects and the builders who've been involved in building it. I commend those in the schools who've done it. I commend those who have created jobs. I commend the Premier and the Treasurer for having the vision to invest in education, a $1.4 billion record capital spend. We have never been providing more support to our schools, and our teachers and our education workforce have never done better work for our students. I commend them all.